stone's throw away from the Milwaukee area there, so somewhat of a local gig for them. So that just literally was posted on Cheap Trick Social. May be of interest to you and probably should be of interest to anybody that buys a ticket to anything, is that there was a big gathering of, which included the president, where they all met today at the White House from Rockford, Illinois, a stone's throw away from the Milwaukee area there. So somewhat of a local day at the White House to discuss ticket fees. We all know that the fees that have been added to tickets upon checkout has been a hot button issue and grossly unfair to people buying for a long time, where you start with a ticket and it's $200, and by the time you get to the check, it's $300 because of all these fees being added that you have no idea what they're even for. Well, according to some legislation that went through to approved by, as high up as the president, and also included representatives from Live Nation, SeatGeek, StubHub, all the ticketing arms, that they are now going to institute what is going to be called upfront pricing, meaning that when you see the price of a concert ticket or a sporting event ticket, that is the price you're going to pay all in. There won't be these fees added on, I believe, in most states. I don't know if this is going to be every single state. There's some states that have loopholes for this stuff, so I'm not entirely sure. This is new legislation that was passed actually today. Now, an important thing about this, the fees aren't going away. The fees are still there. It's just that they're not going to be tacked on your checkout. It's going to be advertised as the all-in price of the ticket, which is better than it was, but it still, to me, asks the question, what are these fees? Where's the transparency on that? What are they actually for? Where is that money going? Regardless of what it is, that, this is an improvement that at least when you check out to buy a ticket, you are going to know all in what that ticket costs. At the end of the day, if you're being charged $250 for a ticket to something, which beyond comprehension is probably kind of an average right now, I mean, do you really care where $20 of it or $60 of that money is going and how it breaks out? Probably not. You care that you're spending what you're spending to get in, and that's all you really care about. So in a way, when you look at it that way, this is obviously something that I've been yelling about and many others have, and clearly an improvement here. But there are detractors that say it really isn't, and that some of these fees and where this money is going and what it's for should be looked at more closely. And there is also a group that is still fighting this, saying that the big problem is that Ticketmaster, the biggest ticketing company in the world, and Live Nation, the biggest concert promoter in the world, and they are owned by the same company, they are one company, is a monopoly. And that the promoter and ticketing company cannot be the same company, and that is a monopoly, and that is the problem, and they want to break that up. So there's still more stuff going on at the levels of government trying to regulate all of this, but I think this is a good positive step in just giving some transparency to you guys when you buy tickets to something, when you see the price, knowing that that's exactly what it's going to be. And where that money's going, I mean, you never really cared before, did you? Even when a ticket was $50 all in, did you care if 10 was going to the promoter, 40 was going to the artist? I mean, you don't care. You just care that you got in the seat you got. That's all you really are concerned about. So anyway, some positive steps. And, I really hope, and this was about live entertainment today, which of course includes sports and theater and all of that. But the one part that hasn't been addressed that I've talked about so often, which is not related to concerts directly, but just related to anyone that travels, that absolutely also has to be dealt with, is this resort fee issue. If you've ever checked into a hotel or a resort anywhere, where the same exact thing. The room is $200 for the night, but then they add these fees and it's, comes out to $300 for the night. And they're not optional fees. And that is complete bullshit. So that is something that absolutely has to stop. And the same thing applies. If they want $280 for the room, don't advertise it at $200 and add $80. Advertise it at $280. It's as simple as that. That I've not heard being addressed at the highest levels of government. Hopefully it will be soon, and it's next on the docket. PM Eastern on demand.
Megadeth cruise. Megadeth have added more acts to the itinerary for their first ever mega cruise, which is set to set sail this fall, October 13th to the 18th, out of Los Angeles on the Norwegian Cruise Line. According to the news today, Suicidal Tendencies, Queensryche, Death Angel, Sacred Reich, and Tooth Grinder have all been added to the bill. They join previously announced artists such as Anthrax, Corrosion of Conformity, Testament, John 5, Doro, Bisto Blanco, and more. Also, remember how Dave was telling you on this very show that he was in the process of trying to source a Megadeth tribute band for an idea that was cooking in his noodle?
Mm-hmm.
He has found one. Enter Montreal Megadeth tribute band Mechanics, with a big old X at the end. They will perform aboard the ship. It looks like what Dave is going to do, according to what I'm deciphering here, attendees, people on board the ship, will have a chance to play with this band and sing Megadeth songs. And I have a quote, "One lucky cruiser will join Megadeth on stage during the cruise. This will be an unbelievable contest. Details coming soon." I believe this tribute act is kind of tied into this contest that he's cooking up that will end with one grand prize winner getting to perform with Megadeth.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,